everyone, Gabby here. I'm bringing you along this evening because I'm going to be making a little peach crisp crumble. I was just looking up the difference. If you're making a crumble, it's basically like a streusel topping. But if you're making a crisp, then you're adding some oatmeal to it. So that's the difference because it makes it more crisp when you add the oatmeal. So I was just putting this together and I thought I'd just bring you along with me so you could see what I'm doing. I still had some peaches that I needed to use up, so I cut up probably a cup and a half of those. And then you also need a quarter cup of brown sugar, a quarter cup of regular sugar, and a half a cup of all-purpose flour, or self-rising, that's what I'm using. And then a half a stick of frozen butter, but I'm leaving that in the freezer until the last second. So let's get putting this together. So I'm just using, I think this is like about a 7-inch, like a little pie plate, and I put a little bit of butter in it, so I'm just going to dump my peaches in there. Yeah, I had a few peaches left over, and I thought, well, I'll just make a little peach crumble to go with for dessert tonight. So then I'm just going to take the brown sugar, the regular. My sugar looks a little bit different because I use that, oh, I always forget the name of it, don't I? It's the newer sugar that's not as processed. So that's what I'm using. All right, I'm just going to have to stir this up a little bit. These are really easy to make. I mean, it's kind of like a cobbler, if you want to say the texture of it, but it's a lot easier to make than a cobbler. Probably not as cakey, but it's still really good. With putting the brown sugar in it, it makes it caramelize really easily, so that makes it nice. Okay, so let me get the butter out of the freezer. We're just going to use a half a stick of butter grated up, okay? I usually just dump that powder on top here, and then I grate the butter right on top. But I'm going to grate a little bit of the butter into the streusel stuff here. Yeah, I just like a simple little easy dessert. And I did get all those apples the other day that I made a little apple crumble, but I decided that since I had these peaches, I'd just go ahead and make one for that. I don't think it really matters either way. It tends to melt and just run down into the mixture anyhow. If you just saw that recent video I put up, it was showing it, and it was all the butter was on top of it. Can't really hardly even see the butter down in there. Oh, let me get the oven on. So I think I'm going to put this on at like 375. And then sometimes as it's baking, maybe about 20 minutes into it, when it gets bubbling, I'll turn it down to 350. So I'm just going to take this and sprinkle it around in here. Sprinkle that around. And I'll grate a little bit more of the butter to put on it. Whoops, wrong way. Some people just cut it into slices and lay it on top of there. I like to grate it a little bit. So you can do it half and half, or however you think is suitable for your bacon. You really can't mess up these kind of recipes. It's just some fruit and a little bit of topping kind of thing. And I love recipes that you can't mess up. Alright, I'll sprinkle a little bit more of this. I mean, it looks good already. And this is probably a lot for such a small little pan, but that's okay. We don't mind a little extra streusel-y stuff on top. Okay. You can just keep turning your plate. Are you guys doing anything fun for this weekend coming up, since it's Labor Day weekend? We were really slow at work today, so I think that some people have already left to go out of town already. All right. All right, guys, that's how it's looking. That's how it's going to go in the oven at 375. And then I'll let this bake for a little while. And when it's bubbling, I'll probably turn the temperature down to 350 and let it continue to bake for about, it's probably about 45, 50 minutes it takes. The peaches may not take as long to get tender. So we'll be back when it's ready to give a taste. All right, guys, this is what it's looking like at 30 minutes. So I'm going to turn down the heat. 350. There we go. Just took it out of the oven. I baked it for like another 10 or 15 minutes. Looks good, but it's definitely too hot to test. I'm going to let it cool down for a little bit, and I'll be back. Well, this has been cooling for about 15 minutes. It's nice and crispy on top. So I guess we'll just get us a little taste out of here. See how it gets really caramelized? The peaches definitely look done. I wish I had some vanilla ice cream, but I'm pretty bad. If I bring the vanilla ice cream into the house, I tend to eat it before dessert is arrived, and then I don't have any left over anyways. So anyways, let's give this a taste and see how it is. I haven't used the peaches before, although I think you can just about use any kind of fruit you wanted. I mean, whatever you got that you can cut up and put in the bottom is perfectly fine. That's very good. The peaches taste delicious. It almost has like a little bit of a vanilla flavor to it, even though I didn't put any vanilla in it. It's very good. So guys, if you have some fruit lying around that you need to use up and you want to do a little something with it, this is a delicious way to use up your fruit and make a real nice little easy dessert for yourself in the evening for a couple of people. This is delicious, but I do wish I had some vanilla ice cream. That would have been so good. Guess what? It's the next day. I had a little lunch date with my girlfriend downtown, and I thought to myself when I went home, I'm going to stop and get some ice cream, and I'm going to have that ice cream with my cobbler for dessert. I was so looking forward to that. So let's get that together. I got the natural vanilla ice cream, Breyers. So I have a nice little scoop of that right here. I just got a scoop of that. And I just thought I would just add this, the peach stuff on top. Peach stuff on top as like just a topping because it's so good. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this over the top. And kind of like a topping, I think. I think that's going to be so yummy. Okay. Let's give that a taste. Yummy. Oh my goodness. I should have invited her back and she could have had this with me, right? Well, she's a realtor, and so she had to go to write a contract, so she wouldn't be able to she didn't have any more time to spend with me, unfortunately. So, all right, here we go. Doesn't that look delicious? Mmm. 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 You guys, that's like a dream. I think I'm going to make a hot cup of tea or coffee. One of those, something warm to go with this. That would be so good. Anyways, I just wanted to share with you that I did indeed get my ice cream. Okay, this is Gabby. I'll be back again later, and I hope you will be too. Bye.